Hello everyone, welcome back to the video. Americans, Patriots, how you doing? Well, the last two videos on cars I did was the top 5 cars to use for doing food delivery and grocery delivery. Then my last one was on doing Amazon Flex with those other apps. Now today I am going to do the top 5 cars for doing Uber and Lyft. Now, once again, just like the last videos I did, since this is you're an independent contractor and you start your own business, I am going to do this based on like you're starting a business. So I understand that whatever you have the car in hand to do it with, that's the car you're going to use. That's fine. But for the purposes of discussing overhead and profit margins and making money, I'm going to do it like you're going to buy a car for the sake of doing Uber and Lyft along with the other apps if you choose to. Now, Uber and Lyft, their restrictions on their cars are more demanding than the food apps and the grocery apps and Amazon Flex for various reasons, because you're not transporting food or groceries or merchandise, you're transporting people. So, if you plan to get on the Uber X platform or the Lyft X platform, which is the basic platform of these two companies, they hold 5 passengers. So you're going to hold four, including yourself. 5 including yourself, so 4 passengers. So you need to have 5 seatbelts. Must be a 4-door car. The color of the car has to match. You can't have 2 black fenders on your white car and a green one on the left side in the rear. There can't be no commercial markings on them. It can't be an old yellow cab or green cab where it's evidence that it was a cab. And of course, I'm going to be doing this video based on my market. Your market is going to be different, obviously. I am doing this based on upstate New York, just above New York City. I'm about 70 miles above New York City. An area called the Hudson Valley of New York. So I am going to do it based on that. Now, first of all, there will be no new cars on this list or certified pre-owned cars list, because the math fails if you do it that way. It just does. I'll do another video on that later. But the ideal thing to do around here is to get a 10-year-old car. Again, we're doing this for the sake of making money and cut down your overhead. I'm going to stress the car you have is the car you're going to use. I give you an example. Yesterday, I got a ride in an Uber on someone who's driving a 4-door Ford F-150. Beautiful truck. But my God, based on gasoline on that thing, I know he's not making much money. But when I talked to the driver about this, this is a much older gentleman. He's retired. He has a business summertime of selling Italian ices. He says he does this to get out of the house during the winter, because usually they go away. But they didn't do it this year, and his wife was driving him nuts, so he had to get away from her. So, from that aspect, being that this guy seems to have money and time, that's fine, I get it. But if you're doing this to make money, whether it's your full-time gig, part-time gig, or if you're someone like me trying to supplement your pension, we're going to do this like we're going to run a business, because we are. So, optimally speaking, we're going to look for a car between the years 2013, I'd say the 2017. So I say 10-year-old car, but we'll fluctuate that range. And the first car on our list, of course, is going to be the Toyota Prius. Again, those things are super fuel efficient. They're super reliable. If you get one that's been maintained, the only question is, will the batteries last? And for some reason, the batteries in those cars and Toyotas seem to do very well. Because those are reliable, they're great on gas, and they're very versatile, I would put that number one. Number two, again, I am going Toyota Corolla. Whereas the hybrid version, if there was one in those years between 2013 and 2017, or the gas version, 6 automatic, those cars are legendary. You can't go wrong. Sedan, a hatchback. Or you can even find an old Toyota Matrix. I'm not sure they made the Matrix that year. Basically, the Toyota Corolla station wagon version. There are no better cars on the road than those. Number three, again, the Honda Civic. But for the Honda Civic, I'm going to restrict it to the years 2013 and 2014. Because they had those legendary engines, 1.8 cylinder liter engines in them. They had the old-time torque converter transmission, because if you get one with a stick shift, even better. But the next year, they went to the Earth Dreams engine. I think it was a 1.5 liter, and they had oil dilution problems. They also went with a CVT transmission. I'm not a fan of CVT transmissions. Unless it's made by Toyota, I wouldn't touch them. So, those 2 years of the Honda Civic, I would put that at number three. Number four. I'm going to go with the Mazda 3. Mazda engines last a long time, and because they're not paired with Toyota, their automatic transmissions have greatly improved. That's a big deal. But if I want a stick shift, definitely get it. They're just a lot better. So I'm going to go with that one as number four. And my fifth one, again, if you are a diehard and you're willing to pick up passengers on snowy days and bad rainy days, I'm going to give you an all-wheel drive vehicle. I'll give you one or two. Both Subarus, either the Subaru Crosstrek or the Subaru Impreza. The Crosstrek is a crossover, and the Impreza comes either a sedan or a hatchback. I recommend a hatchback for versatility. Good on gas. Those H4 boxer engines are pretty reliable since at that time period, they got rid of the head gasket problem. So I have no problem with those, especially if you get one a stick shift. But the torque, I think those had torque automatic transmissions. So they do. That's what I'm going with. So there are your top 5 cars do UberX. As you noticed, they're all 4-cylinder cars. Compact cars. You know why? Because if you go mid-size or large and it holds 5 passengers, you're not getting paid more money. A 5-passenger car, whereas a 4-door F-150 or my Ford Focus you see right here, you get the same amount of money. So the only thing you do by getting a bigger car is more overhead. So you get a car with larger tires, which means you're going to be spending more on tires. If you get a 6-cylinder, you're going to be spending more on maintenance. All that stuff adds up. So those are your top 5 cars for Uber and Lyft, the basic platform, the X platform. I'll do another video later on the extra long platform for both Uber and Lyft. But let me know what you think, and we'll talk to you later.